Hope and respite as COVID restrictions ease in the Sultanate. Fuel prices for August announced in Oman. Job openings for Omani graduates announced. Private hospital in Seeb shut down. Private firms in Oman can use government evaluation system. Royal Air Force of Oman receives new batch of citizen trainees. US reports highest daily COVID-19 cases since February. Thailand records all-time high daily COVID-19 cases. Kuwait says prepared to receive vaccinated expats. Oman sprinter Barkat sets his personal season's best in Tokyo Olympics. These were the top headlines from our news studio today. Let's see how the weather condition looks like in the Sultanate in our weather update.
This is Maythal Jukaili with today's weather update, and right now I'm reporting from inside the TFM studio in Al Khair. Before we move on to our weather update, here is our fact for today. The most rainfall occurs at the equator and tropical regions, and this is because it experiences the most heating from the sun and has a lot of oceans. That is our fact for today, and now let's take a look at how the weather will be like in the Sultanate. According to Oman Meteorology and Civil Aviation Authorities, there will be clear to partly cloudy skies along the coastal areas of Dhafar and adjoining mountains with light rain. There will be mainly clear skies in the rest of the Sultanate with chances of isolated rain over Al Hajar Mountains in the afternoon. There's also chances of late night to early morning low-level clouds or fog patches along the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea. And now let's take a look at how the weather will be like in all the governorates. Muscat will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 38 to 33 degrees Celsius. Musandam will be sunny, temperatures between 38 to 34 degrees Celsius. North Al-Batana will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 40 to 34 degrees Celsius. South Al-Batana will be sunny, temperatures between 43 to 34 degrees Celsius. Al-Buraymi will be sunny, temperatures between 45 to 31 degrees Celsius. Al-Dakhiliya will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 42 to 30 degrees Celsius. North Al-Sharqiyya will be sunny, temperatures between 42 to 28 degrees Celsius. South Al-Sharqiyya will be sunny, temperatures between 40 to 32 degrees Celsius. Al-Wusta will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 44 to 29 degrees Celsius. And Dhafar will have thunder showers, temperatures between 28 to 24 degrees Celsius.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. Now, before we get into the details of the local stories for the day, let's see how the COVID-19 situation looks like in the Sultanate. The Ministry of Health has announced the registration of 36 new coronavirus deaths in the last 72 hours in the country today. With this number, the total death toll in the Sultanate has reached to 3,850. The Ministry of Health has also extended their deepest condolences to the families of the deceased. In addition to that, in the last 72 hours, the Ministry of Health has also announced the registration of 978 new coronavirus cases in Oman today. With this number, the total confirmed cases in the Sultanate now have reached 296,835, which also includes the total recoveries of 279,892, as well as 3,850 deaths. In the last 72 hours, the ministry has also announced the registration of 1,697 recoveries in the Sultanate. The ministry has urged all the citizens and residents living in the Sultanate to follow the precautionary measures issued by the Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health. And now from a local desk. Business owners in the Sultanate of Oman expect to see an increase in commercial establishment activities and sales with the lockdown hours having been reduced. The night lockdown and movement ban currently runs from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., having previously been in effect from 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. Ashwin Sabnani is the co-owner of 3 restaurants in the country. Like many others, his business was impacted because of COVID-19 related restrictions. Now that he is able to keep establishments open for longer, he is hopeful earning more business. The new lockdown timings in many ways seem like the light at the end of the tunnel, said Ashwin, who jointly owns Kesar restaurant in Rui as well as 968 Food Studio and Jashan in Bosher. He continued saying that this will bring a much-needed boost to businesses, but can also enjoy the weekends outdoors, something we are all familiar with in Muscat. Restaurants were allowed to stay open for deliveries, but with limited staff. Many of us were able to keep going, but it has been hard on smaller establishments. The new lockdown timings are definitely a positive step, he added. Of a similar opinion was Paul Steffens, the executive chef at Darcy's Kitchen, a restaurant in Kurram, popular among locals and expatriates alike. He hoped the new lockdown timings are the start of life returning to normal, especially with the country's vaccination drive continuing to gain momentum. The pandemic has also led to many in the country taking the decision to work from home, with some choosing to set up their own home businesses. Anfal Al-Badia chose to set up her own design and printing operation. She had been hoping to see her designs on billboards ever since she was 17, and during the pandemic found the motivation to set out on her own. Now, fuel prices announced by the National Subsidy System, commonly known as NSS, for the month of August 2021 have remained unchanged as compared to July. According to NSS, the following fuel prices have been approved and will be applicable from August 1st, 2021. M91 will be sold at 227 paisa per litre. M95 will be sold at 237 paisa per litre. And lastly, diesel will be sold at 247 paisa per litre. Oman airports in the country have announced several job opportunities for Omani graduates. Oman Airports, in coordination with Oman Investment Authority and the Ministry of Labour, would like to announce the following positions for Omani graduates: Administrator, Records Officer, Legal Officer, Assistant Accountant, Finance Officer, Data Center Engineer, Support Service Engineer, Network Engineer, Application Developer, Service Desk Operator, Airfield and Terminal Controller, Terminal Duty Officer, and lastly, Airfield Duty Officer. Muscat municipality in the Sultanate has closed down a private hospital in the Vilayat of Seeb for not adhering to the preventive measures on Saturday. To ensure that the decisions of the Supreme Committee to deal with COVID-19 are upheld, the municipality closed a private hospital for failing to take precautionary measures, Muscat municipality said in a statement online on Saturday. Now, private sector companies in the Sultanate of Oman are welcome to use the new evaluation system being rolled out for many government employees, which come into effect in January 2022. According to an official from the Ministry of Labour, the new system evaluates employees based on the quality of their performance within a certain time frame, which can range from 3 to 6 months, depending on when assessments are conducted. This system is currently being developed for the government sector, such as public agencies, organizations, and institutions, but it does not prevent a private sector company from applying this system, said the ministry official. There are many who have attained leadership and administrative positions because of their efficiency and performance. They are still in the prime of their youth and have not achieved, some simply because they have many years of experience. Employees' future chances of promotions and incentives will depend on how efficient they are and their performance levels, the official added. The Royal Air Force of Oman have received a new batch of citizens who want to join military training and work at air bases. The Oman News Agency said, in implementation of the royal directives of His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, the Supreme Commander, to expedite the pace of recruitment of the people of the country, and in continuation of the national efforts of the Sultan's armed forces to allow citizens to join the service and gain the honor of affiliation, the Royal Air Force of Oman, in coordination with the Ministry of Labour, received a new batch of citizens. ONA also added that all precautionary measures were taken against COVID-19 to start the basic military training program as new air soldiers join their peers at various air bases after they pass the stages of acceptance, evaluation, tests, and medical and physical examinations that were previously conducted for them. This was all from our local desk for the day. It's time for us to take a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we have more updates coming your way from International Desk. Welcome back to TTV, watching Midday Update. And now from International Desk. The United States registered over 100,000 daily COVID-19 cases on Friday, the highest record since early February this year. A total of 101,171 new cases were reported across the country on Friday, according to the data updated on Saturday by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The new figure brought the 7-day average daily increase of cases to 72,493, also the highest since mid-February. COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths are once again increasing in nearly all U.S. states, fueled by the Delta variant, which is much more contagious than past versions of the virus. The current 7-day average of daily new cases increased 64.1% compared with the previous 7-day data, according to a CDC weekly report. The current 7-day average of new hospitalized cases, which stood at 5,475, is a 46.3% increase from the previous week, the CDC said. They also said the 7-day average for new COVID-19 hospital admissions has consistently increased since June 25th. Meanwhile, the average daily new deaths have also increased 33.3% compared with the previous week. The recent surge was driven by the Delta variant, which has been and will continue to be the predominant lineage circulating in the country. The Delta variant has quickly grown from less than 1% of cases in May to more than 80% cases now, said the CDC on its website. In addition to that, and talking about the daily high COVID cases, Thailand's daily COVID-19 cases and deaths both set records again on Saturday as the country fights its worst surge in infections driven by the highly contagious Delta variant. Data from the Ministry of Public Health showed that Thailand's COVID-19 caseload rose by 18,912 over the last 24 hours to 697,287, and the death toll increased by 178 to 4,857. Daily case tallies in the Southeast Asian country have continued to rise sharply in July, despite the imposition of tougher restrictions like curfew and partial lockdown in its most affected provinces. The number of patients in critical condition and on ventilators also climbed to 4,691 and 1,032 respectively, which is increasing pressure on the medical system in the hard-hit areas like the capital Bangkok. Local media reported that the soaring cases have prompted the authorities to consider extending the current restrictive measures for another 2 weeks. With some 5.5% people fully inoculated, Thailand's vaccination rate is relatively low. However, the country has accelerated its vaccination progress recently with a new record of single-day shots on Friday. Kuwait has prepared to receive vaccinated expatriates starting from today, the Ministry of Health said lately. Abdullah Al-Sanad, spokesman of the ministry, said in a press statement that Kuwait Airport will allow the return of fully vaccinated expats starting August 1st, according to the decision of the government. The ministry's team will check the vaccination certificates of travelers vaccinated outside the country, he added. The spokesman asked vaccinated expats who will return to Kuwait to upload their vaccination certificates on the ministry's website for confirmation. According to the decision of the Kuwaiti government, arrivals must present the results of a negative PCR test taken within 72 hours before departure. When they land in Kuwait, they must be quarantined at home for 7 days. If they want to end the quarantine early, they must have a negative PCR test result on the 3rd day. Once again, it's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned for more updates from a sports desk. Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. And now from a sports desk. Oman's top sprinter Barakat Al-Harthi advanced to round 1 of the 100 meters men's race events in Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. He topped the preliminary Heat 2 group and clocked 10 minutes 27 seconds on Saturday at Olympic Stadium. With the new timing, he registered his seasonal best record. The previous best season record of Barakat is 10 minutes 37 seconds. Moreover, Oman's weightlifter Amir Al-Khanjari finished as runner-up in the weightlifting competition of men's 81 kg Group B event and in 10th place in the overall order of the category. The 20-year-old managed to register his personal best in his debut in Tokyo 2020 Olympics as he lifted a total of 317 kg with 4 kg more than his previous record in Egypt on Saturday at Tokyo International Forum in Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. In the round 1 of qualification Heat 5 of men's 100-meter race event, Barakat clocked 10 minutes 31 seconds in the 7th place. With this result, Barakat ended his journey in Tokyo 2020 Olympics. And now more from the countries who have won gold medals so far in the last 3 days. China's Gong Lijiao dominated in women's shot put at Tokyo Olympics on Sunday, winning her first Olympic gold medal. The victory marked China's first Olympic gold in field events. The 4-time Olympian set her personal best twice in the final, throwing 20.53 meters in the 5th round and 20.58 meters in her 6th attempt. Caleb Dressel of the United States won his 4th gold at the Tokyo Olympics, triumphing in the men's 50-meter freestyle on Sunday. The reigning world champion touched home in an Olympic record time of 21 minutes 7 seconds, 0.48 seconds before his French opponent. The United States broke its own world record to win the last swimming gold in Tokyo from the men's 4x100 meters medley relay as the swimming competitions concluded on Sunday. Finishing in 3 minutes and 26.78 seconds, the American swimmers sliced 0.5 seconds off their previous mark set 12 years ago. United States swimming great Katie Ledecky won her record 6th individual gold and 10th Olympic medal of her career after topping the podium in the women's 800-meter freestyle at the Tokyo Olympics on Saturday. Katie still remains undefeated in every 800-meter freestyle race she's competed in for 11 years. Jamaican sprinters showed their supremacy with a clean sweep of medals in the women's 100-meter race at the Tokyo Olympic Games on Saturday. Elaine Thompson-Herah won the gold with a new Olympic record time of 10 minutes 61 seconds. Two-time Olympic champion Shelley Ann Fraser-Price took the silver 0.13 seconds behind. Shericka Jackson had the bronze with a personal best 10.76 seconds. Faris Ibrahim of Qatar bagged a gold medal in weightlifting men's 96 kg at the Tokyo Olympic Games on Saturday. The Qatari tied on second best 177 kg with other 2 weightlifters in the snatch. Britain won their second swimming team gold in the mixed 4x200 meters medley relay at the Tokyo Olympic Games in a world record time on Saturday. Coming from behind to clock 3 minutes 37.58 seconds for the top prize, British swimmers joined efforts to slice 0.43 seconds off the previous world record held by China. Once again, Caleb Dressel of the United States refreshed his own world record to win the men's 100-meter butterfly gold at the Olympic Games on Saturday. Touching home in 49.45 seconds, the 2-time world champion of the event cut 0.05 seconds off his previous 49.50 mark to claim his 3rd gold in Tokyo. Kaylee McQueen claimed her second title at the Tokyo Olympics, winning the women's 200-meter backstroke on Saturday. After a gold from 100-meter backstroke, where she holds the world record, the 20-year-old beat leader Kylie Mace of Canada to second with a time of 2 minutes and 04.68 seconds. Tatiana Schoonmaker shatters the world record to win women's 200-meter breaststroke at the Tokyo Olympic Games on Friday. Clocking 2 minutes and 18.95 seconds, the South African beat medal hopefuls of the United States of Lily King and Annie Leisure for the victory and bested the previous world record. And lastly, American Sunisa Lee has won gold in the women's all-round gymnastics. Lee sealed victory with an exceptional performance in the floor routine, notching up a total score of 57.433. It was the first Olympic Games for the 18-year-old.
The world's fastest man holds not one but two speed records. Usain Bolt is one of the finest sprinters the world has ever seen and currently holds the record for the fastest time taken to complete a 100-meter sprint at 9.58 seconds, which he has set at the IAAF Championships in 2009. However, the Jamaican also holds the current Olympic record for the fastest 100-meter sprint, which he accomplished in 9.63 seconds at the 2012 Olympics in London. Bolt has also twice broken the 200-meter sprint record, completing the distance in 19.3 seconds in 2008. And following that up with 19.19 second dash in 2009. He has also helped his country earn 3 4x 100-meter relay world records, with the current record, the 36.84 second timing in 2012.
Now with this, let's have a look at the medal tally for today. We have come to the end of the episode for today, but stay tuned as we'll be back again tomorrow at 2 p.m. with more updates and latest news your way. Keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.